All right, let's talk about a really interesting and, a very modern problem. If you are absolutely brilliant at what you do, say you're a mental health counselor, how in the world do you connect with the people who really truly need your help? Today, we're going to pull apart a marketing agency's website to figure out the secrets to making that exact connection happen.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the core problem these counselors are facing. Then, we'll check out a super specialized solution. We'll open up the toolkit they use, dig into the all-important idea of building trust, and then see how it all comes together to help someone build a practice that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives.
Okay, so let's set the scene here. You've got these amazing professionals who have spent years, sometimes decades, perfecting their skills. Their whole world is about helping people. But, and this is the big but, in our digital world, all that expertise might as well be invisible if you don't have the right online presence. You have to be findable.
And that really gets to the heart of it, right? It's a huge dilemma. I mean, the skills that make you a fantastic counselor are just not the same skills you need to figure out search engine algorithms or social media ads. So what are you supposed to do when your real focus has to be on your clients, not on keywords?
Well, that exact problem is what leads us to our case study today. It's a solution that is built on this idea of extreme specialization. We're not looking at a general marketing agency, we're looking at a specialist for the specialists.
So meet Counsellor Marketing. I mean, look at how specific this is. Their focus is incredibly narrow. They work with counselors and only counselors based in British Columbia. By looking at how they do what they do, we can really start to see some powerful ideas about connecting a very specific service with a very specific need.
Okay, and right off the bat, this is what jumps out at you. It's an instant credibility boost. Before you even know what they do, you see this: more than 10 years of experience. That's not just a number. That's a whole decade spent living and breathing this one specific professional world. That says a lot.
So they've got the experience, they've established that trust, but what are they actually doing? What does marketing even look like for a private counseling practice? Let's open up the toolkit and see.
First thing in the toolkit, and it's the foundation of everything, website design. You have to think of the website as the digital front door to the practice. It's that first impression. It's the place where someone who might be struggling decides, is this a safe, professional place for me? So it absolutely has to reflect the practice perfectly.
Next up is SEO. Now, I know this sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about making sure that when someone, let's say in Surrey, goes online and searches for help, they actually find a counselor who's located in Surrey. It's about being seen by the real local community you want to help.
And then there's the part that makes sure none of this is a waste of money: data analytics. This is the feedback loop. This is how you know if your efforts, whether they're on Google or Facebook, are actually working. It's the difference between just yelling into an empty room and having a really effective, quiet conversation with the exact people you're trying to help.
So, we've seen the tools. We've got the website, the SEO, the analytics, but for an industry like this, the what they do means nothing without the right why. The entire relationship between a counselor and a client is built on trust. So how does a marketing agency start building that from the very first click?
Well, it starts right here, in their mission. Just look at the words they chose: empower and simplify. This is not the language of selling something. It's the language of enabling someone. It positions their work as a supportive service that's designed to lift the professional up, not just sign them to a contract.
And this, right here, is probably the most brilliant move they make. Look at these values: integrity, empathy, growth. These aren't just generic corporate buzzwords they pulled out of a hat. Think about it. They are literally mirroring the ethical foundation of the counseling profession itself. This shows such a deep understanding of who their client is. It's how they build trust before they've even had a conversation.
And here's where they turn that value of empathy into a direct promise. That word sincere is doing so much work here. It changes the entire relationship from just a transaction to a real partnership. It basically says, your success is our success.
So you see how this works. They take those big ideas, integrity, empathy, and they turn them into actual concrete promises. They promise to listen, to customize, and to be honest. These aren't just selling points. These are commitments that are specifically designed to build the kind of trust a mental health professional needs to feel safe outsourcing such an important part of their practice.
So, this all leads us to the final piece of the puzzle. We've got the practical tools, we have this philosophy that's all built on trust. But what's the end game? What does success actually look like for the counselor? You see, the goal isn't just about getting a few more client bookings for next week. It's so much bigger than that. It's about taking the counselor's own personal vision for their work and building a sustainable, successful, and that word is key, thriving practice around it. It's about long-term success and fulfillment.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? This is the entire value proposition, the whole why you should work with us in one single perfect sentence. The agency handles the business of getting found, which frees up the specialist to do the important, irreplaceable work of actually helping people. It's a perfect partnership.
So, when you put it all together, it really makes you think. We often imagine marketing as this big, broad, impersonal thing. But what this case study shows us is that maybe, just maybe, the more digital our world gets, the more we need this kind of hyper-focused, empathetic, specialized marketing to create the most meaningful human connections of all.